Hello students, welcome to the logic class. Today I am going to teach you mixed syllogism. This is a portion of your second unit. Now, what is a syllogism? All of you know what is a syllogism? A syllogism is a form of mediate deductive inference in which the conclusion follows from the joint assertion of two premises. So, syllogism is a mediate inference. Previously, I had discussed immediate inference, and all of you know the difference between immediate inference and mediate inference. As you know, in immediate inference, there is only one premise and one conclusion, and conclusion follows immediately from the premise, that is called immediate inference. But in mediate inference, which is known as syllogism, there you have three propositions, two premises and one conclusion. तेणु सिलोजिज्म रे तुमर दुईटा प्रेमिस रहिला आउ गोटे conclusion रहिला, and conclusion follows from the two premises taken jointly. Now, this syllogism is also a deductive inference, and all of you know the difference between a deductive inference and an inductive inference. In deductive inference, the conclusion cannot be more general than the premises. Conclusion says that what is already said in the premises. For example, all men are mortal, Ram is a man, therefore Ram is mortal. So, here this is a deductive argument, and the conclusion does not say anything new. तेणु प्रेमिस रे जहा कुहा जाइछि कंक्लूजन रे सेई जिंस कहूछि किंबा कम कहूछि, किंतु कंक्लूजन रे बेसे जिंस कहिबो नाही. But in inductive argument, as you know, the conclusion is more general than the premises. Like Ram is mortal, Hari is mortal, Gopal is mortal, and so on. Therefore, all men are mortal. So, in inductive argument, we pass from some cases to all cases. So, syllogism is a mediate deductive inference, where we have three propositions, two premises and one conclusion. Now, the conclusion follows from two premises taken jointly. So, this is all about your syllogism. Now, syllogism again is of two types. One is pure syllogism, the second is mixed syllogism. What is a pure syllogism? As you know, in a syllogism there are three propositions. In a pure syllogism, all three propositions are same from the standpoint of relation. All of you know, from the standpoint of relation, we have four types of propositions: categorical, hypothetical, disjunctive and alternative propositions. Now, in a pure syllogism, pure means it is not mixed with anything else. माने जोटा खांटी जहाँ जोटा कहाँ सहित मिसी नथिबो. In a pure categorical syllogism, all three propositions are categorical propositions. In a pure hypothetical syllogism, all three propositions are hypothetical propositions. So, in pure categorical syllogism, all three propositions are categorical. In pure hypothetical syllogism, all these three propositions are hypothetical. Now, come to mixed syllogism. As all of you know, there are four different types of propositions from the standpoint of relation. So, accordingly, we have four types of mixed syllogisms. Those are hypothetical categorical syllogism, disjunctive categorical syllogism, alternative categorical syllogism and dilemma. Now, we will discuss the first one, that is your hypothetical categorical syllogism. In hypothetical categorical syllogism, you know there are three propositions, tinita proposition achi. The first proposition is known as major premise, second proposition is known as minor premise and the third proposition is known as conclusion. Hypothetical categorical syllogism. As the name suggests, the major premise is hypothetical, minor premise is categorical and the conclusion also is a categorical conclusion. Now, the hypothetical proposition is your major premise. The form of the hypothetical proposition is if then. If A is B, then C is D. So, it contains two parts. One part is A is B, second part is C is D. Out of these two parts, the first part is known as antecedent and the second part is known as consequent. Antecedent is that which contains the condition and consequent follows from the condition. Antecedent comes first, it is prior and consequent follows. Consequent comes next, it is posterior. Consequent says what will happen if the antecedent is fulfilled. तेणु hypothetical proposition रे दुईटा पार्ट रहिला, गोटे हेला antecedent, गोटे हेला consequent. जो पार्ट रे कंडीशन रही सेटा को antecedent कुहागला, जो पार्ट तापरे फॉलो करिवो सेटा को कुहा जाउची consequent. The truth of the consequent depends on the truth of the antecedent. So, this is your antecedent and consequent. Then minor premise is your categorical proposition. Categorical proposition means there is a subject and predicate and copula, like all men are mortal, roses are red, these are categorical propositions. Subject thibo, predicate thibo, copula thibo. So, minor premise is your categorical proposition. Then comes your conclusion. Conclusion also is a categorical conclusion. Okay? Now, this hypothetical categorical syllogism is of two forms. One is constructive form and the second is destructive form. Constructive means mane rakha, constructive means to affirm and destructive means to deny. एमिति मने रखिले तमे मने रखि पारिबो. Now what is the rule of the constructive form? Let us see the rule of the constructive form. So the first rule is by affirming the antecedent in the minor premise, we affirm the consequent in the conclusion. So here by affirming the antecedent, we affirm the consequent. प्रथमे antecedent को आमे affirm करिबु, तापरे consequent को affirm करिबु. Then we will get a valid syllogism, and this is in the constructive form. And this constructive form, valid form, is technically known as modus ponendo ponens. Now let us see one example of valid argument of hypothetical categorical syllogism in the constructive form. If A is B, then C is D. This is your major premise. Now minor premise is A is B. Then conclusion is therefore C is D. एठी स्टूडेंट्स एठी देखो जो तुम्हारा मेजर प्रेमिस आसिला इफ A is B then C is D, A is B is your antecedent and C is D is your consequent. रूल कहूचे प्रथमे antecedent को affirm करिवो तापरे consequent को affirm करिवो. देखो माइनर प्रेमिस रे आमे प्रथमे antecedent को affirm कलु. antecedent होची A is B, so आमे माइनर प्रेमिस रे लिखिलु A is B. Then in the conclusion we affirm the consequent. We say that C is D. So this is a valid argument. This is modus ponendo ponens. Now we will discuss one concrete example of this. If there is war, then prices will be high. This is your major premise. There is war is your antecedent and prices will be high is your consequent. Now we will affirm the antecedent in the minor premise. तेणु माइनर प्रेमिस रे आमे antecedent को कहिलु there is war and conclusion रे आमे consequent को कहिलु prices are high. So if war is said to be the cause of high price and there is war, therefore prices are high. war जदि high price रा cause, war जदि युद्ध हेले दरदाम वृद्धि होउची आउ युद्ध हेछि ता माने दरदाम निश्चय वृद्धि हबो. सो प्राइसेस आर हाई. सो हियर द कंक्लूजन prices are high necessarily follows from the two premises taken jointly. So this is a valid argument and this is technically known as modus ponendo ponens. A technical names guda mane rakhithibo, eguda sabu short question re asse and you will be asked to give one symbolic example of the constructive hypothetical categorical syllogism. Symbolic example of the valid form of the constructive hypothetical categorical syllogism. You will be asked about the symbolic example, you may be asked about the concrete example. Okay. So the rule is by affirming the antecedent, we affirm the consequent, but not conversely. So this is the rule. But if we argue in the reverse order, if we do just the opposite, then the argument will be fallacious. The argument will be invalid argument. So invalid argument ro rule kon? Invalid argument ro rule hoche by affirming the consequent if we affirm the antecedent, then we will commit a fallacy, we will commit an invalid argument. The argument will become invalid. Here you see the symbolic example. If A is B, then C is D. C is D, therefore A is B. So major premise is if A is B, then C is D. A is B is your antecedent and C is D is your consequent. तेणु आमर जो रूल थिला वैलिड आर्गुमेंट रो जो रूल थिला से रूल अनुसार आमे कौन करबा कथा बाय अफर्मिंग एंटीसीडेंट वी शुड अफर्म द कॉन्सिक्वेंट. तेणु आमे करबा कथा ए इज बी देयरफॉर सी इज डी. एटा न करिकरी आमे कॉन्सिक्वेंट को प्रथमे अफर्म करूछु तापरे आमे एंटीसीडेंट को अफर्म करूछु. आमे कहूछु माइनर प्रेमिस रे वी अफर्म द कॉन्सिक्वेंट सी इज डी देयरफॉर ए इज बी. तेणु माइनर प्रेमिस रे आमे कॉन्सिक्वेंट को कहूछु अफर्म करूछु आ कंक्लूजन रे एंटीसीडेंट को affirm करूछु. This is invalid form and this invalid form, this fallacy is called fallacy of affirming the consequent. Fallacy of affirming the consequent. Question comes, what is the fallacy of affirming the consequent? So you have to write what is that fallacy and you have to give one example. Now let us see the concrete example. If there is war, then prices will be high. Prices are high, therefore there is war. So here you see there is war is your antecedent and prices will be high is your consequent. Now there are many causes of price rise. If inflation is there, then there will be price rise. If the production decreases or supply decreases, then also there will be price rise. If there is war, then also there will be price rise. तेणु दरदाम वृद्धिर बहुत गुड़े कारण रही. आमे माइनर प्रेमिस रे कौन कहलु प्राइसेस आर हाई, दरदाम वृद्धि हेचे. फ्रॉम दिस वी से देयर इज वार. इफ प्राइसेस आर हाई, फ्रॉम दिस कैन वी कंक्लूड दैट देयर इज वार? नो, it does not follow from these two premises. Okay, prices are high. Prices become high due to different reasons. That does not mean that there is war. Now also there is price rise. You see the cost of the vegetable is high, you see the cost of pulses is high, the cost of everything is high. But is there any war? सबु दरदाम वृद्धि हेछि किंतु युद्ध हेछि कि? युद्ध हेइ नाही. तेणु दरदाम वृद्धि जदि हेछि ता माने आमे कंक्लूड करिबा नाही जे देयर इज वार. So there is war does not follow from these two premises. So this is an invalid argument and this here we commit the fallacy of affirming the consequent. Now we will go to the destructive form. Destructive means तमको कहिछि to deny. So what is the rule of the destructive form? In the destructive form, the rule is by denying the consequent in the minor premise, we deny the antecedent in the conclusion. एइथरे आमे कोन करूछु प्रथमे कॉन्सिक्वेंट को डिनाय करूछु तापरे एंटीसीडेंट को डिनाय करूछु दिस इज ए वैलिड फॉर्म and this is technically known as modus tollendo tollens. This is known as modus tollendo tollens. This is valid form. So here what is the rule? By denying the consequent we deny the antecedent. Now let us see the symbolic example of this destructive form. If A is B, then C is D. This is your major premise. A is B is your antecedent, C is D is your consequent. Now, according to the rule, we will deny the consequent in the minor premise. Consequent को deny करिबा. Consequent को हम केमते deny करिबा? We will put a not in C and C is D. So, in the minor premise we say C is not D, C is not D. Here we deny the consequent. So, this is your minor premise. Then in the conclusion we have to deny the antecedent. So, in the conclusion we will say A, therefore A is not B, A is not B. So, here what did we do? By denying the consequent we denied the antecedent. Consequent को deny कलु तापरे antecedent को deny कलु. This is a valid form. This is a valid form of destructive this is a valid argument of the destructive form and this is known as modus tollendo tollens. Now, let us see one concrete example. If there is sun, then there is light. जदि सूर्य थिबो ताहेले आलोक रहिथिबो. If there is sun, then there is light. So, there is sun is your antecedent, there is light is your consequent. Now, this is your major premise. Let us come to the minor premise. In the minor premise we have to deny the consequent. So, consequent is there is light. आकु आमे deny करिबा minor premise रे आमे लेखिबा there is no light. Now, we denied the consequent, then in the conclusion we will deny the antecedent that there is no sun. So, if there is no light, then there is no sun. There are different sources of the light, you know. Sun is one source, moon is one source, then electric bulb is one source, candle also is another source, lantern is another source. So, there are many sources of the light. If there is no light, that means none of the causes of the light are present. केही present नाहंती, तेणु sun मध्य present नहीं. So, there is no sun. This is a valid argument. And here the conclusion necessarily follows from the two premises taken jointly. So, this is your valid form of destructive hypothetical categorical syllogism. So, rule is सबु बेले रूल टाकु पिले मने रखिबो. Rule is by denying the consequent we deny the antecedent, but not conversely. If we do the opposite, then we will get an invalid argument. जदि तुमे opposite करिबो ताहेले तुमरो argument invalid हे जिवो, fallacious हे जिवो. Opposite कौन करिवो? एठी तुमे कहउचो valid form रे by denying the consequent we deny the antecedent. But if we say by denying the antecedent we deny the consequent, then we will commit a fallacy, and this fallacy is known as fallacy of denying the antecedent, fallacy of denying the antecedent. Now, let us see one symbolic example. If A is B, then C is D. A is not B, therefore, C is not D. A is B antecedent, C is D consequent. This is major premise. आमर डिस्ट्रक्टिव रूल अनुजाई आमे कौन करूँ, आमे कौन लेखु, आमे लेखु माइनर प्रेमिस रे C is not D, therefore A is not B. किंतु वर्तमान आमे सेमती न करिकिरी जस्ट उल्टाटा ही करिबा. In the minor premise we will deny the antecedent. So antecedent is A is B. Now antecedent को केमिति deny करिवो, तुमे लेखिबो A is not B. So you deny the antecedent in the minor premise. Then in the conclusion you deny the consequent. In the conclusion you say C is not D. So here what did we do? By denying antecedent in the minor premise, we denied the consequent in the conclusion. This is a fallacy. This is a fallacious argument. This is an invalid argument. Okay? Now, let us see the concrete example. If there is sun, then there is light. There is no sun, therefore there is no light. So there is sun is antecedent, there is light is your consequent. Now in the minor premise we deny the antecedent, there is no sun. In the conclusion we deny the consequent. This is an invalid argument. This is a fallacious argument, because if there is no sun, that does not mean that there will be no light. At night there is no sun. Ratire sun न थाए, सूर्य न थाए, but you get light or not? You get light, because you get light from different sources. If moon is there, then you get light. If electric bulb is there, then you get light. Then if lantern is there, you also get light. If candle is there, then also you get light. So how can you say that if there is no sun, then there is no light? How could you say like this? So the conclusion does not follow from the premises. Conclusion does not necessarily follow from the premises. So this is an invalid argument, this is a fallacious argument, and this fallacy is known as fallacy of denying the antecedent. Okay. Now we will move to the next syllogism. Next mixed syllogism is disjunctive categorical syllogism. Your hypothetical categorical syllogism is also known as mixed hypothetical syllogism. Similarly, disjunctive categorical syllogism is also known as mixed disjunctive syllogism. So here this is syllogism, that means three propositions are there. two premises and one conclusion. Disjunctive categorical syllogism, as the name suggests, the major premise is disjunctive proposition, minor premise is a categorical proposition, and conclusion also is a categorical conclusion. Disjunctive proposition is of the form either or. Here the particular word or is used in two different senses. The word or may be used in two different senses. Or means either this or that. So, that means there will be two alternatives, duita alternatives thibo. So, or may be used in the inclusive sense, it may also be used in the exclusive sense. First one is inclusive sense. Or is used in the inclusive sense. What does that mean? So, when or is used in the inclusive sense, that means one of the alternatives must be true. जेतेबेले और टा इनक्लूसिव सेंस रे यूज हुए ता माने से दुईटा अल्टरनेटिव्स भितरु गोटिए अल्टरनेटिव जेमिति हेले ट्रू हबो. Then truth of one also includes the possibility of the truth of the other. जदि गोटे ट्रू हुए आरोटा मध्य ट्रू हेई पारिबो. So that means when or is used in the inclusive sense, गोटे तो निश्चिंत भावरे ट्रू हबो, दुईटा जाक मध्य ट्रू हेई पारिबो, दीटा जाक मध्य एकाठी ट्रू हेई पारिबो. This is said to be in the inclusive sense. So what do we mean by the exclusive sense of or? When the word or is used in the exclusive sense, that means truth of one excludes the possibility of the truth of the other. That means in the exclusive sense, गोटे अल्टरनेटिव ट्रू हेई पारे, but both the alternatives cannot be true together. तेणु इनक्लूसिव सेंस रे गोटे अल्टरनेटिव निश्चिंत भाव रे ट्रू हबो, आउ दीटा जाक मध्य एकाठी ट्रू हेई पारिबो. एक्सक्लूसिव सेंस रे कोन हबो, जदि गोटिए ट्रू हबो आरोटा ट्रू हेई पारिबो नाही, एठी दीटा जाक एकाठी ट्रू हेई पारिबो नाही. So when or is used in the inclusive sense, it is called disjunctive proposition. When or is used in the exclusive sense, it is called alternative proposition. Okay? So now we will proceed. So disjunctive categorical syllogism. Yes, in disjunctive proposition the form is either or, and in alternative proposition the form is not both and. Either or रे inclusive sense रे use हबो, not both and सेठी exclusive sense रे use हबो. ता माने गोटिए ट्रू हबो, दीटा जाक ट्रू हेई पारिबो नाही, ताकू कुहा जाउची alternative proposition. So now we will discuss this disjunctive categorical syllogism. Here major premise is a disjunctive proposition. That means either A is B or C is D. Here it consists of two propositions. A is B is one proposition, C is D is another proposition. So there are two propositions, and these two propositions are known as disjuncts. So, these are known as disjuncts. Then minor premise is categorical proposition. Categorical means you know subject, predicate and copula, and conclusion also is categorical proposition, subject, predicate and copula. Now, let us see the rule of disjunctive categorical syllogism. The rule says denial leads to affirmation. ता माने कौन? If one of the disjuncts is denied in the minor premise, then the other disjunct must be affirmed in the conclusion. जदि गोटे disjunct को तुमे minor premise रे deny कलो, आर disjunct को तुमे conclusion रे affirm करिबा को पड़िबो, कारण तुमे जानिचो one of the disjuncts must be true. Okay, so this is a valid, this will be a valid argument. Example, either A is B or C is D. A is B is one disjunct and C is D is another disjunct. Rule कहुचे denier leads to affirmation. तेणु आमे गोटे disjunct को minor premise रे deny करिबा, तापरे आरोटा को affirm करिबा conclusion रे. वर्तमान तुमर जो disjunct अच्छी A is B, first disjunct, let us deny this first disjunct. A is not B. आमे कहिलु A is not B. Therefore, C is D. This is a valid form. This is a valid argument, and this is known as modus tollendo ponens. वर्तमान आमे गोटे concrete example देखिबा. Either Susan is intelligent or Susan is diligent. This is your major premise. And minor premise, in the minor premise we have to deny one of the disjuncts, गोटे को deny करिबा. आमे minor premise रे कहिलु Susan is not intelligent. Then in the conclusion we say Susan is diligent. This is valid argument. Suppose Susan is a girl who always secures highest marks in all the examinations. सबु examination रे से highest mark रखुची. तेणु तुमे कौन कहिबो? तुमे कहिबो जे she is either intelligent or diligent. से intelligent हेइथिबो नहले बहुत परिश्रम करूथिबो. जदि से intelligent न हेइथिबो ताले से निश्चय बहुत परिश्रम करूथिबो. 24 hours रू 20 hours से परिश्रम करूथिबो, निश्चय से एटा हबो. नहले how could she secure highest marks in all the examinations? नहले highest mark रखि परिबोनी से. तेणु Susan is not intelligent, from that it follows that Susan is diligent. So this is a valid argument. मु तुमको आउ गोटे example दउची. A film star must be either a good actor or a good dancer. A film star must be either a good actor or a good dancer. जदि आमे minor premise रे कहिबा जे he is not a good actor, से acting भलो करे नाही, ताहले से film star केमिति हेइची? He must be a good dancer. Dancer हेइथिबो, acting न कले मध्ये तार dance थिबारु ताकु सेथिरे निया हेइची. So if he is not a good actor, then he must be a good dancer. So this argument is valid, and rule is denial of one disjunct leads to the affirmation of the other disjunct, but not conversely. If we argue in the reverse order, then we will commit fallacy. आमर रूल कहूची जदि गोटे को डिनाय करिवो माइनर प्रेमिस रे आरटा को अफर्म करिवो कंक्लूजन रे. किंतु तुमे जदि ताको रिवर्स वे रे कहिबो जे इफ वी अफर्म वन देन डिनाय द अदर, then we will commit a fallacy. if affirmation leads to denial, then the argument becomes a fallacious argument. Okay? Here you see symbolic example, either A is B or C is D, A is B, therefore C is not D. एठी आमर भैलिड फॉर्म रे आमे कौन करूथुलु, आमे प्रथमे डिनाय करूथुलु तापरे अफर्म करूथुलु, आमे कहूथुलु ए इज नॉट बी देयरफॉर सी इज डी, किंतु वर्तमान आमे रिवर्सटा करूछु, उल्टाटा करूछु. If we affirm one disjunct in the minor premise, then we deny the other disjunct in the conclusion, then the argument becomes fallacious, then the argument becomes an invalid argument, and this is known as, technically known as, modus ponendo tollens. Concrete example, either Meera is intelligent or she is diligent. Meera is intelligent, therefore Meera is not diligent. तुम्हें जदि कहिबो either Meera is intelligent or she is diligent, this is your major premise. In the minor premise, if you say Meera is intelligent and in the conclusion you deny the other disjunct, तमे कहिबो Meera is not diligent, then here the conclusion will not follow from the premises, because many students are there who are both intelligent and diligent. से माने intelligent थांती ता सहित परिश्रम मध्य करंती, and if the students do like this, then they always shine in their field, they always shine and they achieve whatever they like. तेणु here both can be true together. How can you deny the other? You cannot deny the other. आरोटाकु तुमे deny करि पारिबो नाही. So this conclusion is invalid and this is against the rule. This is called modus ponendo tollens. Okay. Now we will move to the next syllogism. Next mixed syllogism, that is known as alternative categorical syllogism. So here it is a syllogism. There are 3 propositions, 2 premises and 1 conclusion. And as the name suggests, mean the major premise, you have major premise, minor premise and conclusion. Major premise is an alternative proposition and minor premise is a categorical proposition. Then conclusion also is a categorical conclusion. Alternative proposition is of the form not both A is B or C is D. Here A is B is one proposition and C is D is another proposition, and both these propositions are known as alternatives or alternans. Okay. So, major premise is alternative proposition, minor premise is a categorical proposition, subject, predicate, copula, and conclusion also is a categorical conclusion, subject, predicate and copula. Okay. Now, this alternative categorical syllogism, you will find that this is just the reverse of disjunctive categorical syllogism. Disjunctive categorical syllogism रे जो rule थिला एठी तार opposite rule रही valid invalid, सेठी जोटा valid थिबो एठी invalid, सेठी जोटा invalid एटा सेठी valid. Suppose now let us see the rule. the rule says that affirmation leads to denial. That means, if one of the alternatives is affirmed in the minor premise, then the other alternative must be denied in the conclusion. And you know, here I have already told you, here both the alternatives cannot be true together. दुईटा जाक ट्रू हो पारिबो नाही. If one is true, other must be false. Both may be false together. So, rule is affirmation leads to denial. Now, let us see the valid form of alternative categorical syllogism. Not both A is B and C is D. This is your major premise. A is B is your alternative, C is D also is another alternative. Now, rule जोटा कहूची, rule अनुसारे what will we do? We have to affirm one of the alternatives in the minor premise. Then we have to deny the other alternative in the conclusion. So, in the minor premise we say A is B, आमे affirm कलु, गोटे alternative को affirm कलु. Then in the conclusion we will deny the other alternative. In the conclusion we will say that C is not D. So, affirmation leads to denial. मने रखो यार rule, affirmation leads to denial. If one of the alternatives is affirmed in the minor premise, then the other alternative must be denied in the conclusion. Now, let us see one concrete example. Meena cannot be a student both in Ravenshaw College and in Shailabala College at the same time. So, here there are two alternatives. That means, Meera is a student of Ravenshaw College and another is Meera is a student of Shailabala College. Now, minor premise रे आमे कौन करिबो? We have to affirm one of the alternatives. So, in the minor premise we will say Meena is a student of Ravenshaw College. So, if she is a student of Ravenshaw College, then she cannot be a student of Shailabala College. जदि Ravenshaw student अछि Shailabala रा केमिति हबो? सेही टाइम रे at different times she may be a student, but at the same time if she cannot be a student of Shailabala College. So, this is your valid form, valid argument, and this is known as modus ponendo ponens. Let us take another example. Hari cannot be born both in January and May. This is your major premise. जदि minor premise रे मु गोटे affirm करमी, Hari is born in January. जदि से January रे born हेची, then I have to deny the other. That means he is not born in May. जदि January रे born हेची पुनी May रे केमती born हबो? हेई परिबनी. So, if one is affirmed, the other must be denied. So, this is the valid form and it is known as modus ponendo tollens. Then invalid form of alternative categorical syllogism. So, here the rule is just the reverse. The rule of the alternative categorical syllogism is affirmation leads to denial, but here denial leads to affirmation. If one of the alternatives is denied in the minor premise, then the other alternative must be affirmed in the conclusion. Now, let us see the symbolic example. Not both A is B and C is D. A is B is one alternative and C is D is another alternative. Now, if we deny one of the alternatives in the minor premise, आमे कहिबो A is not B. If we say A is not B and in the conclusion we say C is D, ता माने माइनर प्रेमिस रे गोटे अल्टरनेटिव को डिनाय कलु आउ अदर अल्टरनेटिव को आमे अफर्म कलु कंक्लूजन रे, then it becomes a fallacious argument. It becomes a fallacy, it becomes an invalid argument, and the invalid argument is known as modus tollendo tollens. Now, let us see the concrete example. Minna cannot be a student both in Ravenshaw College and in Salabala College at the same time. This is major premise. In the minor premise, if I say Minna is not a student of Ravenshaw College, see Ravenshaw College रा student नुहे. From this, does it follow that she is a student of Salabala College? No, it does not follow, because there are many colleges. She may be a student of Salabala College, she may be a student of JKBK College, she may be a student of Imarti Devi College, so she may be a student of Cuttack College. There are many colleges. So, we cannot come to the conclusion that Minna is a student of Salabala College. Okay. So, this is an invalid argument, and the invalid argument of alternative categorical syllogism is known as modus tollendo ponens. Now, let us see another example. Hari cannot be born both in January and in May. If in the, this is major premise, if in the minor premise we say Hari is not born in January, जदि से January रे born नुहे, January रे जन्म है नहीं, can we say that he is born in May? No, we cannot say like that. He may be born in February, he may be born in March, he may be born in November, he may be born in December. So, this is an invalid argument. Tenu, so today we discussed what is mixed syllogism, what is a syllogism, what is a mixed syllogism, how mixed syllogism is different from the pure syllogism. Then there are 4 types of the mixed syllogism. We discussed hypothetical categorical syllogism. Then we discussed our disjunctive categorical syllogism. Then we discussed alternative categorical syllogism. So, 3 types of the syllogisms, mixed syllogisms we discussed. So, in the next class we will discuss dilemma. In the next class we will discuss dilemma. तेणु पिला माने तम माने ए रूल्स गुड़ा सब मन रखिबो. Here question comes on these things. So, what is hypothetical categorical syllogism and what are the forms of hypothetical categorical syllogism? तेणु तुमे सेठी लिखिबो constructive and destructive. Then what is the constructive what is the constructive form? Now, by affirming the antecedent, we affirm the consequent. What is the destructive form? By denying the consequent, we deny the antecedent. तेणु मु कहि सारिचे तम मानको disjunctive categorical रो rules कहि सारिचे, alternative categorical रो rules कहि सारिचे. तेणु accordingly you prepare for your examinations. Okay students, thank you very much. Thank you very much.